Hey everyone, how are you all doing? Today I'm going to be taking a look at the Mezco 112 Collective Deluxe Box Steel Box Set thing Superman. And this figure is chocked full of stuff, so without further ado, let's just get into this figure and everything that he comes with. So as you can see right here, this is how he comes stock. He's got the fists on here, which look really nice. I do like the look of these fists. They're actually proportionate to Superman, which is something we hardly ever see. But probably the best head sculpt this figure comes with. We have a smiling head sculpt. We have like a smirk head sculpt. And this is very nice. I really do like this. This thing looks so good. So great. We finally have a Superman that has a smirk on his face and the hair looks good. And he looks super. I mean, there's really nothing else I could say about it. Then he also comes with this a little bit like, kind of, the smile's a little bit bigger. It's a little bit more, you know, kind of joyful maybe. Or like he just kind of kicked everybody's ass and he's like, yeah, I'm Superman. What are you gonna do about it? You know, kind of thing. And every head does have a neck peg, by the way, which is pretty cool. So if, God forbid, one of them were to break or something like that, or if you need a spare one, you got a whole bunch. So this is really nice. And then we have this head, which is the sort of like, in peril, like Kryptonite's being used on him, or he's in a fight and he's getting a little overpowered, or he's got to save some people kind of thing. The teeth on this look really nice. You can actually see the tongue kind of floating in there too. This looks really good. I like this head sculpt. This is very... D-Amazing put it best and said this was very, like, comic cover-y, and I definitely can see that for sure. He also comes with a neutral, kind of stern head, which is also good. You know, this is pretty much the standard Superman head that we've been getting for a very long time in terms of, like, every Superman. It's always been, he's a little more serious, a little stern and everything, when we've really just wanted this one, where he's got the slight smirk, or even just a full-on smile. And it's really nice to have that, because to have these options is just perfect. This is, head sculpt wise, this is the definitive Superman, and same with accessories, just overall. And then he also has a very angry, but not quite heated, let's say, head sculpt. This just looks so good. I love this. He looks pissed. This is very much Superman before he's about to let loose. Like, with all the head sculpts that you get, you could definitely do like a cool stop motion where he just transfers from smiling to a little less smiling to neutral to angry to pissed to heat vision. And he looks more a little bit like Demon from Supernatural right here. But if you pull from the peg right there, you can expose the inner workings right here. And there are batteries in the box. You have to just I was gonna say find them because they're just sort of lost in the sea of color. But it comes with that. There's a nice little switch right here, you can see, and this little thing that has the Mezco logo on it, which is really cool, but you just move that to the side. You can already see the light. You just pop the head, slide it back on here on this side, and, oh, you gotta line it up first. There we go. And I mean, look at this thing. This just looks so good. He looks incredibly pissed. Is it a little off? It might be a little off because it looks like this one eye is a little bit more lit up. Let's see, let's do it like this. There you go. Like, look at that. He just looks like he's about to let loose, which is awesome. And then speaking of letting loose, here is the Heat Vision Blast Head. This just looks so weird without the eyes. But the teeth look good and the hair looks good. And as for these heads, you get a couple of different effects. You have this one, which I'm assuming I have yet to put these in, so I don't know if there's like a specific way you have to try and put them in. But let's see, let's try to figure it out here on camera. Maybe not that way, maybe this way. I'm just worried about busting it. Let's just kind of push it in there. There we go. Got the just blasting somebody's chest apart. Also, I feel like something moved when I did this, so I don't know. No, okay, they're not removable. But this looks really nice. I like this. This will be really cool for photography and whatnot. But then he also comes with a more streamlined sort of, the heat vision is coming out of his eyes and blasting, which is really cool. I like these. These are very nice. This is just for the straight shot, more methodical heat vision instead of just a very rageful blast, which is really cool. And then for this head sculpt as well, for this heat vision in particular, you also get this little piece that the eye holes plug into for an impact sort of blast. So if you wanted to put that on there, you can do that. So you could have like a mid blast and then it impacting, which is really cool. And then as for alternate hands, we also get this pair of relaxed, sort of almost action, maybe even like for the Kryptonite, you could either have him hold it Or you could have him sort of bracing himself and being like, oh no, please stop, you know, throwing green rocks at me, stuff like that. So that's fun. And then we have a pair of gripping hands, which these might be more so for the Kryptonite, but these look pretty good. I like these. They all have very nice detail on them in terms of the skin texture and all that. And then we have these two actual, like, full-blown grip hands, which these are to use with the, I'm assuming, I think this is the Phantom Zone projector, yeah? Pretty sure that's what this is, but this looks good. It has a nice little red clear piece on it, so it actually looks really cool. It looks like it's actually lit up. And then Superman wouldn't be Superman, of course, without his signature flying hands, which one of them just dropped, but that's fine. But these look good. And another thing that's very neat about Clark is that he has metal in his chest, just like Wonder Woman, who had metal in her gauntlets. So he comes with these little blast pieces, so you can have him deflecting shots, which is pretty cool. Let's get that to focus. There we go. Which is really nice. You can, there's like 3 different spots for it. Those 2 are the best ones. You can still see his shield, but if you wanted to go all out, there's 3 spots like that. And then a very cool effect that he comes with that I don't know, I just never expected to get it with a Superman, and now that I have it, I'm like, oh my god, this is awesome. And this is very fighting game-ish. He comes with 2 effects that you slide over his fists for like a punch impact. And these are very pliable, so that's very good. You can put them on however you want. Or if you wanted to have it like his hands were frozen or something. Or, hey, you could even use it like he's breaking the sound barrier. That'd be pretty cool. And I think these maybe are the exact same. They look like they're the exact same. And then he also comes with a little baby Starro, which this is so cute. It has so much detail, by the way, too. It's very nice, very beautiful. It is a little pliable, but like you just kind of stuck it on, you know, stick it onto his face or whoever's face you want, and it just kind of rests there. So just does it like that. Try not to, you know, scrape it or anything, because I don't think it'll rub any paint off or anything, but just, you know, always be careful. And then as for his Kryptonite, these are all separate pieces, and all the Kryptonite plug onto pegs as well, but I put them all on here because I wanted to show you guys how it looked assembled. This looks really cool. We got the white Kryptonite, red, green, yellow, blue. This just looks so cool. I love how this looks. This is really nice. And then last but not least, we have, the name is escaping me, but this is so cool. I did not expect this thing to be as cool as it is, because I mean, it looks beautiful. I like it, but the bendy wire in it is so pliable. Like, it's whatever they did to do this. Like, I literally can just grab it and kind of squish it and squeeze it around and all that stuff, and look at the shape that it is now. Like, these are so pliable, and I really wish that Hasbro would take notes for the stuff that they make bendy wire, because if we got like this for a scorpion tail, or, you know, like Doc Ock's tentacles, whew, oh man. And this thing, obviously, you could just wrap it around his body if you wanted. And now onto the detail of the figure. I really like this figure. He's good, but he can be better. And, you know, obviously, my channel wouldn't be called The Figure Doctor if I didn't have some ideas. So, I'm not the biggest... Whoa, what is going on with his side right here? He's, like, tilted off to the side, so it looks like he's got a huge-ass, like, busted rib cage. I don't know what's going on there, but let's try and... Okay, his head also comes off a little loose. You know, this, like, first one that's on here. But, there we go. Did that fix it? Kind of, but I think it might just be the fabric fraying a little. He looks okay. I wish the blue was a little more akin to the BMS Toys blue. I think that would be cooler, but I like having the 2 different versions. And the heads, they are compatible. Like, you'd have to put some sticky tack and all that stuff to get the heads to switch. But the only thing with that is that skin tone doesn't really match. The biggest point of annoyance for me, there's 2 of them, and I actually have ideas on how to fix them. It says, you know, the channel would be called Figure Doctor if I didn't have ideas, as I said. So the chest logo, I don't know why, but they just decided to have it be a printed on thing, and it looks very, someone pointed out and said it looks kind of like, it's very Mego-ish, and I have to agree, because Mezco, a lot of the time, their symbols are always sculpted. Like, if I bring in, which I'm going to need you guys to hold me accountable for this, here's my custom Batman, you know, so I'm going to make a video on that. Hold me to that, please. Like, this bat logo is sculpted and it looks so good, and then you get to this, who's also, I didn't modify this body or anything. Like, he's just actually this much shorter than Batman, and that's kind of really freaking annoying, to be honest. But, and his shoulders are too, I think the biggest thing, other than his symbol, well, his cape was a pain in the ass. I glued his cape down because his cape was pissing me off. But his shoulders, he's not broad enough. You know what I mean? Like, his chest isn't big enough. Like, this figure looks broad and beefy. Like, Batman looks good, and then Superman looks half-assed almost in the body department, if that makes sense. Which is a bummer, because it's Superman, and For these two things, my idea that I want to do to try and fix it is I have a Wolverine upper torso, which, you know, this looks beefy. His biceps are bigger. His chest is a little bigger. I'm going to try to do that, as well as here is the logo from the McFarlane Rebirth Superman. And I mean, look at that already on here. Like, it would be bigger. It would be metallic. It would just look so much nicer, a lot cleaner. And I think it would look a lot better. But I do like his, you know, his quote-unquote underwear and all that stuff looks really good. I like his boots. They're very good. They are split cut, which is nice. As for the cape, I really dig the cape. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I love how just these wires, whatever wires they have in here, they're very, I don't want to say flimsy, but they're light. They're so light. They're just perfect for what you need them to be. It feels how a wired cape should feel. Instead of feeling chunky and weighted, it feels flowy. You know what I mean? And then something else about this figure is the articulation. So we'll go into that. His heads are all on the ball joint. You know, like I said, they can go up that far, down that far. There is a little bit of movement on the neck, but mine won't move that much. So I don't think it actually has that much range because a lot of the Mezco stuff doesn't have too much range for some reason. His shoulders go out that far. There's no real butterfly joint or anything, which the Wolverine torso has butterfly joints. So that's another thing that I'm looking forward to with that. He's got bicep swivel, double jointed elbows that go up that far. Standard Mezco joints for the, you know, hands and the feet and all that stuff, just ball joints. As for the torso, he can go that far forward, which is pretty good. That far back, you know, tilt, rotate, all that good stuff. His legs go out that far. They go up that far and back that far. He's got thigh swivel, double jointed knees that go back that far. Not bad. He's got no boot swivel, but like I said, standard joints of just being a ball peg at the ankles. And now on to some size comparisons while I give my final thoughts, because I want to cut this down for time because I don't want this to be a super long video. Here he is next to the, you know, this Mezco Batman that I made, which is on the Sovereign, or no, not, is it Sovereign? Not Sovereign Knight, whichever the old man Batman is. Supreme Knight. That body, this, you know, Superman needs to be taller than Batman, I think, if not the same height. Like, this is, it doesn't look right to me, personally. And then if I bring in also the V-Toys, or not V-Toys, right? Is it V-Toys? Yeah, V-Toys, BMS, Superman, whatever you want to call it. This looks good. I like the height on this. I like the build on this. I think it just looks better than this. I may even try to put some of this onto here, to be completely honest. I haven't quite decided yet, but we'll just see. It kind of depends on if my original plan, like I said, with the Wolverine torso, if that works out, then cool. And also another thing with this, you know, him having the chest hair, if that pokes through it all or anything, that'll be cool because of the iconic cover where he's got, or is it the cover? The iconic panel, whatever, where he has all the chest hair from Death of Superman. Like, that'd be kind of cool. I like the detail that this figure has. I do think it does look a little Mego-ish sometimes, especially when you compare it to other Mezcos. And I like the body choice other than the upper torso, I think is fine. The head sculpts are beautiful. I love the head sculpts. They're also, Mezco stuff is, you know, a lot of the time big enough to where you can put it on a McFarlane figure if you wanted. And I tried to put this on my custom Superman. Whew, it looks good. And I may end up using a couple of those heads on that figure because, you know, there's so many with this one. I need to share the love. And then just because here he is next to the Samurai Turtles Leo and the Mafex Hush Superman. I think these look fine together. I think, like, I don't know what it is with the proportions. I wish that this would have worked better if this proportions with his, you know, smaller shoulders and that and a little bit smaller chest would have worked with this smaller head. And then this bigger torso would have worked better with this bigger head. But if you try to switch these or anything like that, it just doesn't look right. So, you know, it is what it is. You know, like I said, I was giving my final thoughts during all that. So overall, you know, just to sum it up real quick, I like the stuff that he comes with. I like the execution of a lot of the figure, but, you know, to use it perfectly for it, he's good, but he can be better, and we'll see if this works. And if it does, I'll make a video on it, and if not, you know, if there's no video on it, you'll know that it didn't work out. So, yeah, that's going to do it for me, and I will catch you all in the next one. See ya.